Hello students, how are you? So welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Vignesh from your Vignesh Tutorials. So uh, previously I didn't make any of your videos because of this Vinayak Chavithi. So anyhow, belated Vinayak Chavithi to all my subscribers, to all the viewers, to each and everyone. A warm welcome back to our YouTube channel. So today, recently I have got a comment from one of my subscriber from a 10th class student. It seems he wants quadratic equations to be taught in my channel. So actually I thought of scheduling this quadratic equations chapter from max, that's for JEE mains and advanced whatever it is, or from basic 8th, 9th, 10th also. So I thought to schedule this in like after next month. Like I wanted to start this in I thought to start in November, but because of the subscribers request or demand, so we are going to make it in this week itself, now itself. So in this video, without any delay, let's get into our session. We are going to discuss in our max. This is for 8th class to 10th class school, and also for your JEE as well. Okay, so today date is 22nd. So it's quadratic equations. Is our chapter. I don't remember which lecture it is. I will update you in our video. Okay. So before going to this chapter, if you want my previous lectures in max, you can please go into the playlist of max. So okay, let's start the session. What do you mean by quadratic equation? First, basically we'll define it. Okay. A quadratic equation is a equation which consists of a variable, let's say x or y or z, whatever it is, which has some positive or non-negative integral power. We can't say it is positive or non-negative integral power. What do you mean by non-negative integral power? Now what are integers? Integers are minus infinity to so on, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, so on up to infinity. These are integers, right? In this, non-negative integers are this one, no? We are eliminating them. These are our non-negative, these are negative integers, these are non-negative integers. So, our variable to the power of these non-negative integers in the equation along with some constants or whatever it is, then that type of equation is called as quadratic equations. And if the degree is 2, then we'll tell it's a quadratic equation. Actually, we have different types of equations in polynomials: linear, quadratic, cubic and all. Especially quadratic means the power is 2. Okay. This definition is for polynomials. What is a polynomial means you can tell this one. In that, especially if the degree or what do I say, degree or order of the equation is 2. That means if the x power n plus x power n minus 1, this is a1, a2 plus a3 into x power n minus 2 plus so on up to an, let's say. Okay, an means it will be x power 0, right, is equal to 0. Let this be our polynomial equation. If n is equal to 2, then it becomes quadratic equations. Yes, that means a1 into x square plus a2 into x plus a3 is equal to 0, where a3 is constant. Yes, a1 is coefficient of x square, a2 is coefficients of x. What do you mean by coefficients? Coefficient is a constant just before the term or variable term. Whatever the variable is there with respect to some powers like x square or x cube, whatever it is, the coefficient is the constant before that variable in that particular term, along including with the sign, whatever you can say. Okay, this is all about basic definition and what do you mean by coefficients and all. So please make a note of it. It's very important to be clear at the basic level is must and should. So take a note of it, take a screenshot of it also. Okay. So now let's see some examples to check whether a polynomial is quadratic or not. Okay, we'll check it. Examples: x power 2 minus 5x plus 2x cube minus 4 is equal to 0. Now let's see whether it's a quadratic equation or not. Now we'll see what is the highest power of the variable. Now x is a variable, highest power is 3. No, 3 means it's cubic, but it is not quadratic, it is cubic. Got it? We'll see another example. X square minus 1 is equal to 0. Here highest power is 2, so it's quadratic. Yes? Now 2x minus 5x square is equal to, yes, 1 by x. Now tell me whether it is a quadratic or not. Pause this video for a minute and solve it and check with the answer. Got it? Okay. Now see here. When I want to solve this one, first I will multiply with this x. That means I will cross multiply, because here this is equal to x power minus 1. No, it should not be in the negative powers. Okay. That means I have to multiply 2x square minus 5x cube is equal to 1. This becomes my equation. Got it? So here highest power is 3. 3 means again it's cubic, and it's not quadratic. It's not quadratic. So these are some examples to find out whether a thing is quadratic or not. And one more condition is, when we are dealing ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 is a quadratic, it becomes a quadratic if and only if a not equal to 0. The coefficient should not be equal to 0 for x square, because if that is equal to 0, what is the use of telling that it's a quadratic? Doesn't have this term, no, completely. We'll have only linear, it becomes linear. Got it? If a equal to 0, in this particular equation it becomes linear. A not equal to 0 implies it's a quadratic. I hope you understood. Okay, note down these examples also, it will be very helpful. Like whether you can identify whether you are solving this quadratic equations or not if you come across a particular problem. Okay, it may be cubic or it may be linear, it may be multinomial, anything, but you can understand whether you are applying the same topic quadratic or not if and only if you find out whether that is quadratic or not. Okay, please note it down. Okay, I hope you understood the examples. Now I will tell how to find out the roots of a quadratic equation. Okay, finding, or before going to roots of an equation, I will tell how to find out the value of the quadratic equation. Finding value or solving, whatever it's not called solve, simplification. Okay, now let's say there is a function f of x equal to ax square minus bx plus c is this much. Okay, now he gave the values like a is equal to 1, b is equal to 2, c equal to 3. He gave the constant values and he is asking to find, this is an equation for, he is telling that it is an equation for distance. Let's say it is an distance equation with respect to x is position. X is position. Let's say f of x is its distance from a fixed point. Let's see. Now he is asking to find the distance at x equal to 1 second, or x equal to 1 meter, x equal to 5 meters, x equal to minus 2 meters. Minus we cannot take, no? Okay, we'll take it x equal to plus 2 meters. Okay, because distance is always positive, right? Now we'll see, we'll get positive value or not. Always, like he's telling in this, it has a limits, I know, because distance will be always positive, or it should be definitely greater than 0. First we'll check it. it is valid or not. Now I'll substitute these values in this. It becomes, my f of x becomes x square minus 2x plus 3. This becomes x square minus 2x plus 3 means it is positive or not. We want condition that this should be equal to or greater than 0 for distance. Okay. Now x square minus 3x plus x plus 3. I am writing this 2x as minus 2x as minus 3x plus x. Yes. Why? To get the common. Here let's make our equation a little bit changing here. Let this value be, let our equation be x minus bx minus c. Okay. Now here it becomes 2x minus 3 minus 3x plus x and minus 3 as it is. Now I'll take x common, x minus 3 is left over, plus again x minus 3 is left over. Now x minus 3 I'll take common into x plus 1. Now this is greater than or equal to 0. When can you say that this is greater than or equal to 0? We'll go with the graph. Okay. This is my x equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, and so on, minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay. Now let's see. It should be greater than or equal to 0 means, okay, here x equal to 3, right? Here x equal to minus 1. Minus 1 and 3. I'm just plotting it. Okay. Now if I take any point in between that, if I take x equal to 0, I'll get a negative value. Got it? I'm taking any point in this, I'm getting negative value. That means if I take any point out of this thing, that means if I take minus 2, minus 3, minus 5, minus 2 plus 1, minus 1, minus 1 into minus 5, it is 5. So 5 is greater than or equal to 0 for x equal to minus 2. And we'll check another point also there. X equal to, I'll take 4. 4 minus 3 is 1. 1 into 5 is 5. So that is also greater than or equal to 0. So it's possible. So within this boundaries, it is valid. This distance is valid in minus infinity to minus 1 including, okay, and or we can say union, whatever it is, 3 to infinity. So these are the value limits. Now in this way it is valid, but our question is to solve this one. I'll be solving here. See, x equal to 1, it is not valid, invalid. Okay, because x equal to 1 it is invalid. X equal to 5 it is valid. X equal to 2 also invalid. Okay, for x equal to 5 we'll check. X equal to 5 implies our f of x becomes 5 square minus 3 into 5, minus 2 into 5 minus 3. This value is 25 minus 10 minus 3. 25 minus 13, 12. So it's valid. The answer is 12. So f of x value is 12. That means at position 5, its value is 12 meters. Got it? Why I am telling it's invalid? Because we have taken this distance. Our units are also important. It's related to physics little bit, but try to understand the concept. This is a very classic level of example, basic example. Here you can understand what is the concept and how we are solving. We are substituting the value of x and getting the function value. Whether it may be y equal to, whether it may be time function or frequency function or distance function, velocity, speed, anything, whatever it may be, you have to go in this process only. Got it? Hope you like it. Understood till here. I'll tell you how to solve the roots. Okay? Please make a note of it. In the next video, we are going to find out the roots of the quadratic equation in 3 different ways. One is splitting into 2 products. Another one is by formula method. Another one is like there is another method, special method, that also I'll try to tell it. Okay? Make a note of it, take a screenshot of it. Any kind of doubts, please mention in the comment box. I'm really glad to know it. I'm really very approaching to you all if you notice me or not, because I am like really who are studying or really who are putting an effort to study from YouTube channels like me. So I'm really helpful to them. Whatever may be the output, I'll give my 100% best to help you all out. So finally, what would I like to conclude is like, share, comment my videos and subscribe it. Don't forget to press on the bell icon for further more updates, and please share it with your friends. This channel would be really helpful from 8th class to BTech first year. For BTech first year especially, it's Max M1 subject, but from 8th to 10th class or from 8th to 12th, Max, Physics, Chemistry, definitely you can be benefited from this channel. Okay, until then, stay tuned. Signing off. This is your Vignesh from Vignesh Tutorials.